Obviously thrilled, thrilled with the performance against a team that has had a great year. The team obviously is in contention for the NCAA tournament. Just to be able to go out against that quality of competition, I think it speaks to the progress that we've internally understood that's going on here, and just thrilled with the effort. Going into our last conference game here at home. Hope we could get a great crowd on Wednesday. To send off obviously a guy who's had an incredible 2-year career here, 1,000 points. Who's enjoyed improvement this year. With the program. We hope he has a great night in terms of our crowd coming out and supporting him, as well as a lot of young players that are going to meet us out of where this program's been. So, questions?
Did you have any indication coming in that this was possible?
Yeah, every coach says they know. No. You know what? We had great pregame. Guys had a great look in the locker room. We backed off it the last 2 days. We didn't shoot around today. We tried to save the guys' legs. I just think listen, we put it all together. Today, offensively and defensively, they're a very good defensive team, one of the best in the conference. Because of that matchup zone, which is hard to play against. Obviously, offensively, to hold them to 21% shooting from the field, 2 of 19 from 3. We just did so many things right today. But we had that look pre-game. I think I was pretty relaxed once I saw these guys were sweating when they were locked in.
Dan, in the first half, they had 0 points off turnovers, 0 second chance points, and 0 fast break points. Does that speak to the effort level of your guys?
Yeah, I mean, when we've played teams 5-on-5, when we go back and watch coach tape, where we don't just watch the game and make snap judgments, where we actually go back and study the how and why of winning and losing. When we play teams in the half court 5-on-5, and we don't give up transition, and we don't give up points on turnovers, our story would be a lot different at this stage. But unfortunately, those are the lessons that young teams, young programs that are learning what it takes to be successful in a power league have to learn.
Dan Anthony went 2 for 20 today. Just talk about the way you guys defended him.
I mean, X did an incredible job. He got some help at times, but it was due in large part to him hounding him, chasing him off the line. I thought we did a great job of forcing him into tough twos. I thought we also did that with Chandre Jones off the bench, who's been really within the last couple of games one of the best freshmen in the conference. We knew we had a goal privately, to keep Anthony and Jones under 15 combined points, and they were right at 15 points. So they were a major focal point of what we wanted to do defensively. EC and TJ in particular did the job.
Want to talk about that? Is this a day you just want to talk about your defense? We won't talk about offense.
I would say playing against UMass, against Chaz Williams, prepared us for this game. They got 2 similar guards, Trey Davis from UMass. It's kind of like these 2 guards tonight. So I think playing against that game really prepared us to guard those guys.
And how about that offensive part, the 1,000 number? What's that mean for you?
It's a great accomplishment. I'm proud of myself. I feel good about it.
I mean, listen, X is the, I wish X, could be here for what's going to happen next to the program. But he is he'll go down as one of the guys that helped us build the foundation and begin to change something that was, starting at the basement level. And to accomplish what he's accomplished in 2 years, 1,000 points, thrills that he's given the fans, and during the rebuilding process, he deserves a lot of folks to come out here. Our team's effort for the year, although we don't have the record that we'd all love to have right now, our effort has been outstanding from the start. It hasn't been a gloomy year. It's been a year of learning and improving and progressing. But this group and this guy in particular, deserve to have a lot of support on Wednesday night, on senior night, for him, students, and our fan base. You need to get excited about what's happening with the way we've played, how hard we've played, and where we're going.
Your front court depth is being what it is. Speak to the way Hassan and Gilbey's played today. They really dominated the paint.
Yeah, I mean, Haas, it don't get much tougher than that. Right there, at 18 years old, double-double, 10-13. He had 10 at halftime. I benched him a little bit, or he probably would have had 18 boards, 3 blocks. I mean, the kid is just going to be a monster. Yeah, and then Gil just had, Gil had good pace to him today. He looked good in pregame. He looked relaxed, and he hit the double-double line because he just, he stayed composed, he stayed poised, he didn't rush, and then obviously because they played so many guards for the second game in a row, if his minutes got squeezed, and if he'd been playing much better, but just their lineups, the last 2 games have dictated that if he hasn't been able to get the minutes that he probably deserved based on how much he's improved.
Dan, you've said before when you had X in high school, he was a guy who came off the bench for you and was behind some really good players.
Just maybe a dirty look on that.
Maybe in terms of when you were recruiting him or when he started to practice here, when did you have an idea that he was going to be able to score like this for you guys?
Listen, when X played for me in high school, he was like 2 or 3 years younger as a senior than some of our juniors. He didn't get in the grassroots world. He didn't get left back 2 or 3 times. I don't know what Z and Barron were doing, but they screwed you up. In high school, he was one of our most talented players as a high school player. He just physically wasn't there yet because he was a legitimate 16-year-old senior. But I knew how talented he was. Obviously, as a high school player, saw him play in junior college a couple times, and I knew that that he had the talent to do what he's done. He's a guy that's he's going to finish his senior season strong, and then he's going to have a great career, playing professional, banking some real money. I'm super proud of how much he's matured. Good to go.
Just one more, if I could. We spoke to Mike Amon before the game. Your docs have obviously made a decision about his future. Maybe just a word on him, being unable to play, but being able to stay with the program and continue to contribute in his own way.
We'll let X say something first, just about what type of person Mike is, and then basically what happened the other day in practice with Mike.
Yeah, Mike's one of the he's one of our brothers. So seeing him down, seeing him not playing, it motivates us, stuff like that. He's a great person, great teammate. So he's there for us through the ups and the downs. He was there. Other than in practice, he wanted to tell us a little speech about what's going on in his future and stuff like that. He broke down crying and stuff like that. So we all felt it in the huddle. I know we started getting burned and everybody started crying a little bit. So we really felt it. We wanted to be here for him and stuff like that. And it's good for him to stay around the program.
It was an emotional scene. X had a great. Mike's a great soul. Mike is obviously. He was a huge part of our program this year. He certainly would have helped us win a couple more games than we have to this point. Now the focal point for Mike is on his long-term health. We hope that Mike, obviously, we want Mike to stay a part of the program in a different way. Stay involved in the sport. Maybe long-term as a coach. And still be impacted by all the great things that this university has to offer for him in terms of his maturity and development, both academically, socially, and and somebody that we're obviously going to continue to take great care of because he's one of the very best people that you could ever coach or line up next to and play with.